There's a recent wave of African American men going to Africa to find more women who are submissive or conservative. And I'm asking myself why. And that's where the term passport bros actually came up.
Passport bro math is when a guy leaves a Western country because apparently all Western women are gold diggers. But then when he gets to that third world country, the first thing he does is he leads with his wallet and starts flexing his money to these girls in said countries.
So I went through this rabbit hole and did a deep dive, and I can't wait to tell you guys what I found out, or I can't wait for you to tell me what you find out. Hi, my name is Janita Maya. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So let's dive right in. What do you define as passport bros? What's your definition? Now, Google says or defines passport bros as men seeking foreign women who they believe come from more conservative backgrounds. Now, we've seen on the internet that these men mostly go to third world countries, that is, most African countries. They also go to Brazil and the Philippines and Thailand and so much more. You can let me know if I'm missing out any other country that the passport bros go to. Now, I also found this passport bro, and he was asked why he doesn't date African American women, and this is what he had to say.
Listen, man, to keep it real with you, I think that Black American women are snatchers of souls. They will snatch your inspiration away. They will snatch your goals and aspirations from you. I think that Black men are scarred, so much so that when going to Africa, it reminds them of an African American woman, Western Black woman. And that reminder deters Black men from going to Africa. I think Black women in America have terrorized Black men for decades, that going to Africa is just another reminder on why we escaped, on why the passport movement exists, on why Kevin Samuels was so popular, because he exposed the truth that men been wanting to say for years. And I think that's the correlation. That's my opinion. In the comment section, give me yours.
You know, when I see his video or his clip, I keep wondering to myself, are there no women in the States? Like, are there no women who you can't fail to tell me that you won't find one submissive or conservative woman in the States? So why are they all of a sudden flocking to Africa? The other worrying thing that my friends and I were talking about is the fact that some of these men are fathers, they're baby daddies. So that means they have kids, they have families in the States. So are they just abandoning their families in the States and moving to Africa to find that dream woman who is more conservative and submissive, while leaving a broken home in the States? Is that what they're doing?
We choose them, okay? We choose them over y'all, period.
Is that what they're doing? It's truly worrying. Like, if you're moving to Africa to find yourself a woman, then who are you leaving behind to find yourself a woman? Because you know what? Someone always suffers in the end.
I'm so sick and tired of hearing about these passport bros. I understand you brothers are frustrated. Your women over here, they're out of order. They don't want to listen. They chest bumping you. They want to swing at you. But why would you go to another country and pick up a woman that don't look like you? I've been there and done that. I went outside of my race. But at the same time, we the only people that 90% of the time go outside their race for marriage. Why would you want to help the other nations build financial wealth, generational wealth with the other nations? See, that's why we're on the bottom. Because we have no unity amongst our people. We always got to go and support the other nations financially, have kids with them, bring their seed into the world, and build generational wealth with the other nations. And then Y'all bring these women over here from these third world countries, and then they end up leaving you. They bring all their family over here, and they end up leaving your ass. You dumb. And besides that, our Bible specifically says, you know, when you find a rightful possession, you know, you should plant it with your own seed. How are you gonna make your nation great and get us off the bottom if you keep, you know, mixing your seed with the other nations? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Stay here, get you a righteous sister, you know, and build generational wealth with your people.
So guys, let's dive into this. What is submission? Now, Google defines submission as the act of accepting or yielding to a superior force or the will or authority of another person. And here are some clips of Filipino women saying why they are willing to date the African Americans, why they are willing to date the passport bros.
Dear passport boys, dear passport bros, stop calling yourself passport boys and passport bros. Are you going to the Philippines to look for a Filipina queen or what? So stop calling yourself passport boys and passport bros. Start calling yourself passport kings. That's right, you are a passport kings. Now, if you're going to the Philippines to just pack around, pull around, screw around as many women as you want, then call yourself passport bros and passport boys. Otherwise, if you want to go to the Philippines to look for a Filipina queen and she will treat you like a king, then you better start calling yourself passport king. Understood? Good.
My husband is my boss. My husband is number one. If my husband tells me, hey, sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me you can't go out with your friends today, I'm not going to go out with my friends. If he says, hey, go wash this dish for me, I'm going to go wash the dish for him. I chose this man to be the king of my life, and yes, I agree with everything he says, and I do everything he says. And I did that because I chose this man. I put him in this position of my life, and this is how I honor and take care of and love the man in my life. So I tell women out there, you want a man in your life, you want to be happy, figure out what you would do when you are happy. Because I am happy. My husband does so many great things for me, and I would do that for him. I obey him, I respect him, and I let him be the man that he is. I chose a man that I wanted to follow. I chose someone to lead me, and that's why I will do anything for him. If he tells me jump, I'll jump. If he tells me sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me go in the room or go up on stage, I will do either or. Anyways, that's a message for everyone out there. Love and cherish the king in your life.
You've heard what they said. Now let me pose this question to you. Should men give up on submission? Is submission a myth? Should men understand that submission comes at a cost, you know? Because most times these passport bros come to Africa or these third world countries expecting the most submissive and most conservative woman in the world. And that's not the thing, because most times that definition of being submissive is being controlling.
Kind of men that you want to date like submissive women, whether you like it or not. Before you get mad at me or call me misogynistic or say I'll never change for a man, hear me out. Not every woman who's an alpha in her career wants to be an alpha in their relationship. If you're still cringing at this whole idea, let me explain to you what healthy submission looks like. So the first main reason why a lot of women are against it is because they think that being submissive is only beneficial for the man. In reality, the woman also benefits from that dynamic because it means she is free from making the difficult, stressful decisions in the relationship. We also think it tends to be about the woman not being allowed to do certain things and having no say. A lot of the time, the woman just chooses to trust her man because if she's super career driven and making a bunch of decisions at work, she doesn't want that same energy in the relationship. It also doesn't mean that you're basically a slave to him. It means that you're letting him lead things because you trust him. Or is it about being weak or a pushover or making yourself less, which is what a lot of people think it is? More about still voicing your opinions and setting your boundaries, but doing it in a way that's elegant. If you want a top shelf man who's masculine and takes initiative, you have to also be the kind of woman that he wants. While it's so easy to buy into this belief that we're perfect and we should never change for a man, changing for a man in itself isn't a problem. You just want to make sure you're changing for the right man. It goes both ways, because the right man is also aware that he has to make positive changes in himself if he wants to attract the right woman, aka someone like you.
My personal definition of submission would be cooperating and collaborating plus compromising. The 3 C's. Like, that to me is submission, when you collaborate with your partner. There's another clip of this woman saying something about submission. She'll do anything her king says, yeah?
My husband is my boss. My husband is number one. If my husband tells me, hey, sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me you can't go out with your friends today, I'm not going to go out with my friends. If he says, hey, go wash this dish for me, I'm going to go wash the dish for him. I chose this man to be the king of my life, and yes, I agree with everything he says, and I do everything he says. And I did that because I chose this man. I put him in this position of my life, and this is how I honor and take care of and love the man in my life. So I tell women out there, you want a man in your life, you want to be happy, figure out what you would do when you are happy. Because I am happy. My husband does so many great things for me, and I would do that for him. I obey him, I respect him, and I let him be the man that he is. I chose a man that I wanted to follow. I chose someone to lead me, and that's why I will do anything for him. If he tells me jump, I'll jump. If he tells me sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me go in the room or go up on stage, I will do either or. Anyways, that's a message for everyone out there. Love and cherish the king in your life.
And she's saying, oh, my man will tell me to do this and I'll do it. My man. And I think that's the thing that most passport bros are looking for. And I hate to burst your bubble, but when you get here on the continent expecting to find such a woman, you are going to be in for a shock, because most times the illusion you have of that woman is a woman in the village. You know, a woman who has not been educated. Because you who is watching this, you may feel like that woman is lacking in certain areas, and then you'll end up resenting her because the one thing you needed came from someone who didn't know any better, you know. And once you expose this particular person to the lifestyle that you're bringing on board, she's going to change her. There's a term in Luganda that says omkazi takola. So that was a while back, long time ago. And they used to say this because they knew that if a woman gets money, she's going to start disrespecting you. So most men try to stop the women from earning or doing anything for themselves because they felt like these women were going to leave them behind. Well, surprise, surprise, you live in the 21st century. Almost all women are working. Almost all women have been educated. All women are empowered, especially in these third world countries you're coming to. Women are very empowered, although some women in the third world countries come from very poor background. So she can pretend for a while to be the most submissive, and you can send her here, send her there. You can be very controlling as you'd want, because to some of you, controlling a woman is your view of submission, you know? Controlling a woman and telling her what she needs to do is your view of submission. You guys, well, some of you don't look at this woman as your partner, you know. You don't look at this woman as someone who also has feelings, as someone you can easily talk to and come to a conclusion. Someone you can tell something and say, hey, okay, you know what? I understand what you're saying. Okay, let's come to an agreement. Let's do this moving forward for our family. Let's do something for our kids, you know. So what's the solution? I'm here to give you guys a solution, because I know some of you are coming looking for your African queen. The African queen will not be African queening. So understand a black woman and understand why she is the way she is. Everything they've told you about what you're going to find about women in Africa is a lie. I need you to prepare yourself and come here, understand the culture, and understand how you can go about this. You can't just throw money at all your problems. It might help here and there, but it's not a guarantee that it's going to work out for you. Yeah, like I said, once again, submission to me is all about cooperating, compromising, and collaborating. Okay, so what is submission to you? Let me know in the comment section. And by the way, you can let me know what you think. I'm all open to hear what you have to say. Like I said, I am a student of life, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time.